1923, a small group of motoring enthusiasts created a race to prove that cars could be reliable over the course of a day and a night of motoring. 101 years later, the 24 hours of Le Mans remains the world's greatest test of motoring endurance. Hello everybody, welcome to Le Mans for 2024. We are an hour away from the start of the greatest race on the planet. No disrespect to the Indy 500, but this is a whole different era of difficulty and frustration awaiting almost all of our teams. 1904 that the first ever Grand Prix race was held. Again, that was on public road, and it will be Zinedine Zidane to start proceedings.
Pilote, démarrez vos moteurs.
1 minute board on the grid. Under 1 minute to start the formation lap for the 92nd edition of the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
A number of safety vehicles being used this weekend. The hairs on the back of your neck are not standing up. Consult a doctor immediately. We are about to go racing here in Le Mans. 24 hours on the clock. We will race until 4 p.m. Sunday as for a century the world's greatest endurance motor race once more gets underway here in the centre of France. 2 by 2 they will come. Porsche and Cadillac on an all-American front row. The Ferraris behind. Zinedine Zidane waves the tricolor. We wait for the lights to change and they will storm along the straight and sweep right into the Porsche curves. Immediately Lawrence Vanthoor shuts the door of Sebastian Bourdais. Ferrari side by side in second. Very slow start from the number 12 Hertz team Jota Porsche, and the Ferrari up to second place ahead of the Cadillac of Sebastian Bourdais, and that is car number 51 Antonio Giovinazzi. No, it is the 50 car of Niklas Nielsen. Very slow getaway from the number 12 car, but riding on board with Giovinazzi. He's in 4th place. Sebastian Bourdais in 3rd with the yellow-nosed Cadillac. 5th place, 6th place is the blue-nosed Cadillac. BMW behind, and Alpine and Hertz team Jota squabbling in the midfield.
Move around the outside, wasn't it, from Neil Jani? Very well planned, well executed, and you see the two of them side by side here. Car 50 gets into the lead into Indianapolis.
Cadillac and BMW side by side down to Indianapolis. The 15 BMW stays in front of the blue-nosed number 2 Cadillac. That is the battle for 6th place, and a great charge for the lead. There's the 15 car moving up the order. 28 car, Art car is down towards the tail of the field, and 2 yellow-nosed cars. The yellow-nosed Cadillac is number 3. There's the onboard view from number 2, so somebody else is losing a lot of oil because the number 2 Caddy is in 7th place with Alex Lynn at the wheel.
Yeah, surprised to see the screen so dirty so early on. First lap of the race. It's something you'd imagine at the end of the first stint or something, but yeah, that Team Jota car seems to be falling back just a little bit, doesn't it?
Top speeds here over 360 kilometres an hour potentially as a top speed for these cars. Here's the battle for second. Ferrari 51 trying to go up into second place. Antonio Giovinazzi does it. Oh, BMW 15 in the barriers. Marco Wittmann put the car off the road early in the race in Imola.
So yeah, this is the right-hander before Tetra Rouge. How has this happened as he tries to spin turn the car around? He gets it going again. Now how much damage, if at all, has that Giovinazzi? He's doing really well. Giovinazzi driving a real blinder at the moment, and he's through into the lead. So I don't know if that was, I don't know if he was allowed through there by Nielsen, but it looks like Nielsen is on the attack again. So I'd say that Giovinazzi's had a go down into Mulsanne, and Nielsen's back around the outside before Indianapolis. This is going to be tight.
This had better not go wrong for the 2 Ferrari drivers. Nick Nielsen on the outside sweeps around back into the lead. And this race, 24-hour Grand Prix of endurance, is about making it through the 24 hours, but at the fastest possible pace.
Nielsen made a mistake in Mulsanne. We talked about that braking zone being tricky, under immense pressure from his teammate. Wow, I hope this this is going to continue for 24 hours.
2.2 seconds separates not just these two, but the top three. With Lance Fantor still well in touch. Further second back is Sebastian Bourdais.
Cleared off into the pit lane now, all of them there, all of the hypercars, all on that same strategy of around 12 laps. That's what we were expecting. Very close there. So Fantor, I think he's by me in karting, the final corner of the Porsche curves, losing the rear end momentarily there, pushing on to try and do exactly this to close the gap before PI entry.
This is a near full-field pit stop because in comes the 83 Ferrari with a yellow nose, in comes the number 8 Toyota, 35 will follow them down the pit lane to Albon. Number 5 Penske Porsche will come in, 38 Hertz Team Jota, 99 Proton, 63 Lamborghini.
Took quite a long time for it to start. It was close, wasn't it?
Then several day in the first accounts.
And behind Sebastian Bourdais, closing in from behind, is another Sebastian Buemi. Meanwhile, here's the battle for the lead. Niklas Nielsen steams by Lawrence Fantor. That's not a performance advantage, that's getting the run out of the second chicane. And right behind him is the comeback. Sebastian Bourdais, the yellow nose, is right underneath the splitter almost.
So we are now leading the race. The Porsche number 6 is changing tires. Toyota Mio didn't change tires.
So the Ferrari jumped ahead into the lead with a shorter stop through not changing tyres. Up the curve goes Kubica, Andre Lotterer with all of his Le Mans experience, then bearing down on Kubica. He threads his way out of the Ford chicane. In has come 51, then the leader is in. Antonio Giovinazzi goes for the pit lane. Interestingly, so the lead car comes into the pits. In Imola, it was the Ferrari team that gambled not on raining here. So yes, well, it eased, I think. There are still umbrellas up. But side by side here goes Ferrari and Porsche. To the inside line, look, goes Lotterer. Is he going to go through? He does. He makes the move. He goes by. So Andre Lotterer now takes over the lead of the race, puts himself ahead of Niklas Nielsen. Robert Kubica is there in front of the race. Side by side for the race lead. Niklas Nielsen has got the run, but he's on the outside line down to Mulsanne corner. Robert Kubica hangs on to it and then goes the kick before the corner. But you've got to be so careful here, Peter, because there are still wet patches around.
Nicholas Nielsen's got the cut back on him here.
So they run side by side, and there is traffic ahead. Kubica's got the most leaden right foot. Let's see, Nielsen's got the line on the inside. Kubica tries to stand his ground on the outside. They are absolutely toe-to-toe as they come towards us. The two Ferraris with the Porsche many laps down behind them. Nielsen's going to have the inside line for the next corner, the run up towards Indianapolis. But Robert Kubica is going to go and keep the lead round the outside. Fantastic racing between the two of them. And Robert Kubica, very brave indeed. He comes out in front. Fabulous racing.
Seems just like the extra straight because Nielsen's definitely got a better exit out of the corner. Pulled it alongside very, very quickly, but actually Kubica just managed to pull away at the top of the straight, and that was the same last time we watched.
And look at the pace that Neil Jami has got behind. I know he's many, many laps down now, 3 laps down, but he's showing what that car's capable of. Nielsen's going to have another go. Kubica with his pointy elbows sticks them out and says, no, you don't. And so, yellow Ferrari Kubica.
We think the soft is a safer choice for the weather that is upcoming. We put Antonio with the soft, we think it's a safer choice.
Right, so in comes number 50, Niklas Nielsen, and Antonio Fuoco going to take over and going on to the soft. Not the driver's door, that's the team believing they read this better. Is a very badly damaged car up at turn 3. That 54 Ferrari again, the Thomas Law Ferrari.
I wonder whether we're going to see a safety car here.
We might do, and that's going to throw everything up in the air because there's a bit of barrier damage there as well. It's all self-induced, isn't it, guys?
On the looks like it. Is he running very well here?
No, not.
It's a bit of a strange one actually, but I guess that way, yeah.
Could that be a legacy?
What I'm thinking is a legacy of the pink to the road, and he's lost it on the exit of the pink to the road.
I was just wondering whether, after that earlier crash with Navin Rao, that's done some damage that possibly behind it. And there, off the road, is that Prince in the BMW? That's coming into the Ford chicane.
I think that is BMW.
The art car, isn't it?
Art car, yeah.
So Robin Prince, who we've just been talking about chasing after Kamui Kobayashi, has got it all wrong, as you can see. And
He must have lost on the right hander and he's played to the end of the wall, hasn't he?
Thierry Tansan from WRT, not impressed at all. And Adam Hardy, who is the chief engineer on the car, will be on the radio, no doubt, to the driver, and that's quite a hit into the tyres, isn't it? That would need to pit, certainly, but it will have to do a whole lap from there to get into the pits, which would be more time lost. It's just a curb strike, isn't it?
It's just snapped back on him. I think, you know, from what I've seen during testing and qualifying, the BMW is a very fast car, but it just looks edgy.
Yeah, we saw Dries off a few times.
Yeah.
You know, uncharacteristic for all these guys. You know, so
Slow down. You've got no tyre on the right rear.
On an out lap, so something else has happened. It might have been his second lap out of the pit lane. We don't have that data, but that's most unusual to actually shed a tyre when it's not on your out lap. So this is Kubiš Mohovsky, Vladislav Lomko and Klemon Novalak's car. Previous full access programs are all still available to see on YouTube. Here we go, battle for supremacy, 50 versus 5. This is the number 5 Porsche of Michael Christensen all over the back of Antonio Cuoco. Is Cuoco due to pit now, or will it be in a lap or two? Whatever, Christensen is all over the back of him. So either Cuoco takes left sides only and carries on for another stint, or they're going to put in Miguel Molina with a full set of brand new medium tyres. Okay, that's broken, let's get it out. It's either a steering arm, in which case they'll need to change the steering rack, or a track control arm. Oh, Alpine facing the wrong way, 35 or 36, which it's 35.
It's not the wrong way, smoking. That is big trouble for the 35 car.
And it's the brand that won here back in 1977.
Oh, that's gone a big way.
That was all the hallmarks of going no further. That's a lot of oil.
It pulls to a halt, brings out a yellow. Who's at the wheel of that one?
Lead, I think.
You're quite right, Jonas Reed, son of team owner Christian Reed.
Lost power. Doesn't look like he's touched anything. It all looks in place and doesn't look like he's got any flat tires. So it's any quicker than his last one at 4:27.
Players are looking concerned. Let's go on board with Nicholas Nielsen and eavesdrop the conversation.
Yeah, no, there are one more lap. It's raining, and now it's ridiculous.
actually you put a lap on it. The risk element as well, got more risk. He's got wall number 60, which is the
Lamborghini that charges the wall. That's a big hit. That's the reason, because on the road is poor day. Now he's on slicks, he's just gone on to slicks.
Cold slicks, yes.
Thankfully he's managed to hook up reverse and the car isn't beached, so he's able to quite quickly get back on the road.
So that's Indianapolis, slick tyres, catching out Sebastian Bourdais. So we heard from another Cadillac driver, the road was about 2 laps away from being slicked. Bourdais went early, if you like, and this is how he got there, Peter.
He's caught super lucky there.
Is he ever?
Well, apart from not being beached, he's not in the wall either.
Whoa, look at that. That's what's there. And there is 15 with massive damage at the front. Dries Van Voor, for the 3rd time this weekend, has put the car off the road. That looks terminal, doesn't it?
It does. I mean, I think that's the car we saw a minute ago that just ran straight through the gravel. So he had a problem of some description, and he's
Cold tyres. He's got a big problem now. He's on a new lap.
You're right, yeah. Cold tyres, that's what it is. He's just taking the wets off, put the slicks on.
This is on board.
I know, it was a touch. It was. That was a touch with Kubica.
Wow. Oh, that's going to get looked at, and the mirror falls down, or the screen falls down, and Van Voor, like, what was that?
That was well spotted, Peter. It was just, you saw it, we were on board the Ferrari at the time, and as he was passing, there was the slightest little wiggle.
Does something like that warrant just a drive-through or a 10-second?
Our first safety car of the race, first safety car of the running of this year's Le Mans 24 Hours, and of course under the safety cars, there are 3. That'll all be picked up around the race.
We'll see how it all works out.
That's not good news.
Smoky, and there's a lot of liquid all over the front of that.
bit of damage. And I think the bumper looks like it's down on one side as well, so I don't think he's having a little kiss the barrier.
Enjoy the rest of the race, there's a lot more to come. Absolutely. Hopefully fewer fireworks.
Right, pass around should have almost been completed. Pass around has been completed, but as the safety car comes into the Ford chicane, the cars that passed around 350 down 35 seconds slow. Yeah, that's the Duquesne engineering car, and that does not look like there's been any damage, but is that going to be a full course yellow? Is that going to be a local yellow? Or is that potentially going to be a safety car?
Don't often see that from an P2 car at all.
I was going to say, that's a really rare sight.
Incredibly rare sight.
I don't think I've ever seen a P2 car do that.
No, and that is at the
fire.
entrance to the first chicane. Yeah, fire in the airbox.
In the airbox there. Is that? It looks like an engine failure, but is the debris in the airbox?
Has it just overheated after an hour behind the safety car and finally gone, nah, okay, I can't do this?
It's the 46 car, it's Amado Harty. This is the car he shares with Valentino Rossi in the gravel. And this car was in a very good place. It was, I think, in 5th place in the GT3, but it's off the road. Gnarly driver. What happens here?
It's properly beached, isn't it?
That is moving assistance to get out.
You've got to think the tyres just behind him, the banner's off it, so he's maybe touched the wall as well.
I wonder if he got tapped or he didn't. He just lost it, didn't he? He rejoined and turned left.
Huge damage, but there is damage from that car.
Yeah, I think that would just be a front end change, won't it? Hopefully, I mean, he's stuck in the gravel. That's the most disappointing thing. If he wasn't in the gravel there,
it would go to end up, if the car expires, it's going to be perilously close to the edge of the road and on the racing line. So Salayovich, well, doesn't really peel off, he just coasts to one side, and the white flag comes out. He wants to try and, if he can, restart it, obviously. But what we need to know is why the car has lost power and ground to hot. That's a bit like we saw for the number 9 Proton Origin from out P2 about 3 hours ago. Yellow flag is shown, and there is a stranded Ferrari.
He's almost back to pits. It's terrifically hard at this point. You can see,
BMW is under investigation for the slow down procedure, and this is the Peugeot making a real mess. 93, Mikkel Jensen.
it's a kiss from the barrier, but how bad was that? I think he got away with that. That is really late. Nearly attacked there between one and Lexus. There was trouble, 2 cars off, and I think there's also somewhere in the background there, potentially,
Out of the gravel.
there's the P2 car, going straight off.
And then bang, 155 with a costed by McLaren. 59 cars, you're right.
It's Greg Lasowski. So these are the cars that are contesting 4th and 5th.
And in fact, a while ago, get it back out, because this is a car in its first season of racing at this level. So it's mileage, it's development, it's lessons learned. You know, in the long game, in the bigger picture, it's worth doing. It might not feel like it now, but it will be.
And I agree with you, is that,
That was why the car's in the garage. So that was the incident just before you came back to join us. That was Heinemeier Hansen doing his desperate move on the inside, put both of them in the gravel, and that's why the Massey has been in there ever since.
grimy red eyes with brake dust and fatigue and everything else. So, 3 days forward to their own, having had a monumental nearly 3-hour rebuild of the car, had to come back in and have more work. Exactly improvements on behind him is Roman Grosjean and the safety car now, so there's the 59 car, 3rd place in class. That's the end of the S's. Got it out to the gravel somehow. That's remarkable ability and agility from Jack Aitken. A car that has half spun and stopped in the gravel. Having a bit of water on it gives it some density, but
I think he's been in just over the best part of 3 hours.
That is tough.
So he's not had a stop, has he? But he's just been running continuously.
And here we go, gentlemen. 7 hours 49 minutes on the dot to go, and we're back to green flag racing. What a relief!
It's great to see. So let's get on with it. Let's see what's going to happen in the next few laps. Should be interesting.
Evenly matched. These cars, by homologation, have to be identical. But he's dragging up to the rear of the 38 cars. This could be it.
He's got to make that.
Does it reasonably easily eventually. Got a great toe. Should be able to put the hammer down and reinforce that positional change. Matt Campbell then up into 6th place overall.
Giovinazzi is still on, maximum attack, and he's about to have a go at the Porsche, which almost trips over the Ferrari, and he's done it on the inside. Brilliant opportunistic move. Giovinazzi uses the traffic, read that beautifully, and goes through, moves that car up into 8th place. Cracking stuff, man.
Position there, watching Hiroshi go past the Games car. If he can make he's made a step.
So that's the second with that GT3. Hiroshi Hamaguchi, the very quick Japanese bronze, goes ahead of Michel Ganti, taken temporarily the lead of the race. It needs a really quick pit stop to bolt out ahead, but he's number 4 off the road, so that is from 17th place. Felipe Nazareth, he's gone through the gravel, and that's some heavy damage. It's on the right hand side as well. That car has been a huge high speed spin into Indianapolis, it looks like to me. Yes, it is into Indianapolis, so that's on the right hander. And he's really had a hard hit on the right hand side of that car. He's kind of skipped over the gravel by the look of it. Here's the replay from on board,
He turns in, the road is still damp as we know, and that's it, and it's just had a tank slap a moment, and bang, it goes in hard. And I'll be surprised and impressed if we can get that car back to the pits, because that front right has been the thing that's taken the brunt of that force. I want to see what that front right looks like. Clearly the bodywork's damaged.
Got another yellow, and that's why, and Aston Martin is upside down. Safety car call in 27 in the heart of racing entry. Daniel Mancinelli is upside down, and therefore safety car number 3 triggered, and the pit lane comes to life, because this is where you can win or lose time. Safety car deployed, and the team's ready for the next wave of pit stops.
Just was he forced to go wide?
That's why they got on the wet pit. No contact, big hit, and then it falls back on itself. Wow, a lot of energy has to be able to pull through that car.
What I kind of expected how it ended up on its roof is what I expected from where it hit, but I can't blame him entirely for that. There was no contact, but yes, he's just in the wet stuff. He's tried to do the right thing. He's a bit spooked by the hypercars around him, and he's seen one of them have a look, so he's tried to do the right thing by going wide and actually put himself, from being nice, he's put himself onto the wet stuff and out of the race. That's why we see it.
He's on the pressure of the ground ready to do that under the safety car is an absolute no-no as far as race control is concerned. It is Nico Müller at the wheel of it, the Swiss rider.
Well, Muller's an incredibly experienced driver, and
He's still. You can see the tar marks. Here we go. Riding on walls with Nico Müller at a slow speed.
oh, he saw the car in front of him twitch a bit, didn't he?
Or there's something on the inside of that circuit. It is the blue Cadillac. So Elbaum leads the way. Number 3 Cadillac has now stopped on the Mulsanne straight. So just as we were getting ready to go racing once more, there's another car stranded. At the wheel of it, trying to get it going again, is Scott Dixon.
On his 8th lap as well, she's just into the pits.
Quite right. Hemorrhaging time as he tries to lift back, and then they'll be the time lost when they try and solve the problem. So this is really bad news now as well.
2 seconds separate 7 cars.
And there Toyota Kobayashi. Fuoco back on the inside. It's 3 wide on the run to Indianapolis. Kobayashi gets squeezed out wide. There is no room at the end. He's got to back out of it. Schwarzman goes back ahead of Fuoco. Brave stuff round the outside. Dry lane.
Yeah, dry lane round the outside. So
another car off through the gravel. Sorry, Peter, but exactly what we've seen from the Aston Martin, from the Porsche of Nazar. There was another car in the background careering through the gravel into the tire stand.
it may have been the 311 Cadillac. That car has disappeared into the back of this tray.
Okay, Michael Ryan, the yellow flag is out. It's exactly the same part of the circuit. In the meantime, let's listen to 83 Ferrari jump quickly. Robert Schwarzman at the wheel. And there is what is left of the Kawasaki Motorani dragging it back.
Entry now. It's far more than just bodywork. A lot of the skewed rear right-hand side wheel. Is that impact not big enough to put on the licensing? Actually surprised to get on the red light on. Well, he dragged it back. From the car back down to the right again. He did look as if he was shaping up for something into the Porsche curves, but couldn't make it stick side by side. Two P2 cars, that is the Palace racing car going past the Cool racing car. That is a lapped car though.
Brave stuff though, wasn't it? Happy as back number 65 for Olivier Panis' team in the leading grey and yellow car. Down to the Porsche Playback car.
Lapped himself from the second and third place battle.
Focusing on his battle for third, Schwarzman and Brave, but was also battling for the race lead. Here through that dirty windscreen of the Toyota, you can just see the yellow Ferrari. Look at the two leaders, absolutely nose to tail. And Fuoco fancying in chances of making a bid for the lead. On the inside, diving to Indianapolis, he's going to go through. Brave stuff by Antonio Fuoco. Now Ferrari leads them all once more.
Twitchy stuff as he made the pass. Boarded correctly so.
The red Ferrari, the yellow Ferrari and the black Toyota. 4 hours of racing to go. If they were this close 2 hours into a standard WEC race, we'd think, oh, this is a great lead battle on the outside. Buemi, has he got enough?
He's got it. He's got it.
Oh, does he stay there? Can he avoid running wide? He can. So he moves up in the second ahead of Robert Schwarzman.
Listen to what James Garner had said there in the interview just before. His medium tyres, he got there with the quickest tyre if he switched them on. So I think what we're seeing here is the temperature's coming up, track temps going up to the point where they're just about where in the medium, and that could be the best tyre that he had in driving the rest of the race.
Mistake going through Indianapolis. That allowed Pierre Guidi to make a run on it down towards Arnage. That Porsche is not as quick as the Ferrari, but it's very wide.
I guarantee there is a radio message going, he hit me. Yeah, we saw it coming. Yeah, here comes the Ferrari, he's got a run on it. And a little bit of afters, and here we go again.
Back on the inside goes Est. He had the line for the corner. As I say, that might not be the quicker of the two cars, but Kevin has mega racecraft, and he is not going to give this up without a fight. He's also got that McLaren to sweep around the outside of. Job done. Ferrari goes through as well. Pierre Guidi determined not to lose any time at all, and they're absolutely on the limit here.
They're over 190 kph, which is out of most of these corners. And Ferrari's Highwind is driving the front wheel as well, so it's giving him a different sort of accelerated performance to the Highwind in the Porsche is driving the rear only. But here he comes. He's going to be on the racing line, on the clean bit of the track, cuts across the road to Kevin Est. And Sanjay Pierguidi moves up to 4.
That's just a step and a half pole.
A dozen cars who were previously in the same sector of the track. Come on!
Making errors, unreliability, and out of nowhere, Toyota in trouble. Oh no, there's an unsafe release, surely. It is.
Penalty.
Let it go. Let the other P2 car go. It might be too late because it hadn't released.
It was unsafe.
And the P2 car had to jam the brakes on as well. Oh no, maybe that's what he might have been talking about.
Brendan Hartley's had a spin at Bolzan corner, so the second place car goes around. He reverses out of harm's way, but let's see how many places, if any, are lost before he's got going again. Went for a gap in the traffic, tries to get the car in the right direction. He's not moving yet.
No, he's looking at the marshals. He's looking for a sign of the marshals screen. He can't see what's coming down the straight.
Through the gravel, he's got no run on the car. So Brendan Hartley running, forcing his way back onto the circuit. And that's a very concerned Sebastian Buemi now. Yellow flag, they're down Bolzan corner. They'll go in a moment because the
dangerous, was it?
Hold on. Cause of contact, car 51. Yep. That's how it's true. Look at that.
I can't say no.
Unsafe release, as you say, that's what you have. The whole system to counter that. Of course, that's the incident number 8 on the system car.
So yeah, this race worked way up again.
And more drag when it comes to trying to save an extra lap on fuel. And there was the pass that put number 7 in front of 51 and that stage for second place, but the Toyota team already knew that 50's door wasn't closing, and that's why 51 Alessandro Pierguidi was being told keep the title. A spin for Jose Maria Lopez. Now the rain doesn't look quite as dramatic on the camera lenses, but the Argentine is looped to the round of the Dunlop curve anyway. We'll need to take a look at that from a slightly longer run to see what effect traffic had. Here we go, there's always traffic offline passing the Inception McLaren. Just carried in too much speed on the wrong line, Rob, and that's what traffic can do to you when there's only a narrow bit of Ferrari number 50 is going to come home and take victory a year after their teammates claimed victory in the hypercar, and now they dare believe it's the final chicane. Nicholas Nielsen has been rock solid, absolutely ironclad confidence. Miguel Molina, Antonio Fuoco in front. Ferrari wins Le Mans. Second place across the line, Jose Maria Lopez, Toyota Gazoo Racing. He hangs on to second, but what about Alessandro Pierguidi, the 51 Ferrari and the number 6 Porsche, 1.1 seconds apart, and Pierguidi hangs on to it and does not exceed track limits. A crucial podium for Ferrari and for the 51 crew.
Fabulous scenes, raw emotion, disappointment for Toyota. They fought hard, they fought valiantly. That was one hell of a motor race.
Well, Nick de Vries on his first Le Mans podium. He will take second place.
We did it, mate! We did it! We won Le Mans! Again! Again! We won Le Mans again! Yeah! Cool down lap! Cool down lap! Wait 51 for the parade! Wait 51 for the parade! You're incredible!
Well, I'm glad it's not just us that have Dustin. Here's our LMP2 leader though, the number 22 from United Autosports. This time it's Ollie Jarvis who has the honour of bringing it across the line. Last time they won, I think it was Philip Albuquerque who did so. And in the 22 lineup, it is Bijay Garg and Nolan Siegel who shared victory. Nolan Siegel is 19 years of age. There's the Manthey EMA Porsche, car number 91. Richard Leeds brings it to the line to claim another win for him and for Porsche. And that is a huge result for the 91 crew. Manthey EMA have been the second of the Manthey teams all season long, but for Yasser Shaheen, Maurice Shuri, another 19-year-old, and Richard Leeds, their first Le Mans win. And now it is about Le Mans, you know.
This moment, guys, when you meet your teammates after victory, it's for drivers. It's often a solemn experience because you do it alone. But in sports cars, you've got two other drivers with you to share this moment, and you've lived it all together. And you often don't see all three drivers all together for the whole 24 hours until the end of the race, because you're so dedicated with your stints and keeping, strict time slots to when you eat and sleep, and then driving, of course, to when you see everyone there at this moment, you share it together, riding along in that victorious machinery that you've all driven and all played your part in. It's a feeling you can't describe.
it is 101 years of history. It has phenomenal weight of recognition. And at the moment, perhaps as much as any other time in its history, it has global significance, global recognition. And even when Audi were winning everything and spreading the word across the globe, you saw Tom Christensen offering his congratulations. He's waiting for the next greatest driver. And of course, Nick Nielsen, a fellow Dane.
Absolutely.
Only the third to win, John Nielsen. And then Nick Nielsen, and in between Tom Christensen more than once or twice. And another podium. First and third in 2 years in the top class. They've won World Championships. They won them on in GTE Pro. Now they are on the top step. Jose Maria Lopez, well, was expecting to be here in GTE3 in Alexis. Turned out that he rejoined his old teammate Kaz Nakajima and replaced the injured Mike Colway. Kamui Kobayashi, beg your pardon. Yes, his boss. And joined Nick de Vries. So Nick de Vries on the podium for the first time at Le Mans.
My mistake. He's the one guy that doesn't yet know. He will know what it's like to run them on.
And there are the winners. Antonio Fuoco follows out Miguel Molina, and the first man out, the last man across the line in the car. He held the anchor leg together. He was calm beyond measure for one so young. Matthias Nielsen, just remarkable. I've got it. Guys, no stress.
I think the right Ferrari driver was in the car in the right conditions.
Good places for next year, because so many more people want to come.
There it is.
There it is. Ferrari win Le Mans for the second time in the hypercar era. Does it make them undefeatable? No. Does it have to start again from scratch in Sao Paulo? Does it make them happy? Yes, it does.
In World Championship terms as well, 4 different cars in 4 races now have won.
A little bit of a warm-up for this, wasn't it? There was less rain in Imola than we had in any one of our safety car periods. Well, there are your race winners. 19-year-old Maurice Schurig in the centre, Yasser Shaheen, and on the right-hand side, the veteran Richie Leeds. Manthey EMA claim victory at Le Mans. And the rep of Le Mans presents the trophies.
Special moments for all these drivers, but particularly the new young talents on this podium.
Richard Dean.
Yes.
Richard Dean, former racing driver.
Yes.
And long-term team owner. And our winners, they receive the biggest replicas and the biggest trophy.
18 years old, by the way, he became the youngest ever finisher of the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 2000.
There again, the Breton colours so proudly worn on Francois Perotto's car. Everybody here in the ACO TV crew for joining us. Here is the official classification of Le Mans 24 Hours. The 50 Ferrari and the 51 Ferrari sandwiched the number 7 Toyota in the overall podium. United Autosports into Europol and EDEC in LMP2. AF Corsa, AO by TF and PKR in Pro-Am. And it's Manthey EMA, Team WRT and Proton who are the top 3 in LMGT3. On behalf of everybody here, for Olivier, our director, and for the entire TV crew, I'm just delighted as ever to be part of this huge operation. For everybody who you've heard and seen on air, finally, for the rest of the season, we'll be back with you. Graham Goodwin, Anthony Davidson, me, Martin Haven, from Le Mans 2024. Au revoir and goodbye.